Hi, I'm Matt with Godisforyouministries.org. Just a thought for the day on men's and women's needs in marriage. I saw a post today from Focus on the Family on Instagram, and it talked about how men need to be investors and how they need to seek to meet their wives' needs and not just be selfish and want more sex and just kind of not invest, not put into the relationship. And it's really interesting. You read the comments there, and there's a lot of women who are just like, well, if men would just do their job, then life would be wonderful. And here's the honest, ugly truth about marriage. Okay, here it is. You can have everything in your marriage that you want if you'll just help your spouse get what it is that they want. And I talk to people, look, I've been studying marriage for 20 years. I've been happily married for 26 years to this amazing woman. And folks, it's so easy to look at your spouse and you say, if my spouse would just whatever, if he would just make the bed, if he would just put his shoes away, if he just would come home not grumpy. And men say, well, if my wife would quit criticizing me, if she would just be happy with me, if she would just make love to me, which it would be nice if our spouses would do that. But here's the thing, our spouses have needs. And if we would seek to meet those needs, it would free them up to meet ours. It says in the scriptures, give, Luke 6:38, give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, flowing over. So shall men give into your bosom, for with the same measure that you measure, it'll be measured unto you. And it also says in Galatians 6, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, or woman, that shall he also reap. If you don't like what you're reaping, change what you're planting. I talk to people all the time, and they just say, like, here's this big old pie chart, and they see their error like this wide, and everything else is their spouse's problem. I've talked to people that told me that their spouse was 100% to blame. Like they had nothing to do with it. And I'm like, denial is not just a river in Egypt. Okay, you're part of the relationship. Your spouse can be a total jerkwad, but I guarantee you there is something in it for you. And here's the magic. If you'll focus on meeting your spouse's need. So for ladies, your spouse's deep, abiding emotional need is for respect. Men, your wife's deep, abiding emotional need is for love. That's why in the scriptures, God commands men to meet their wives' deepest emotional need because they need it. Men don't naturally act like they're not made to be nurturing and caring and whatever. They have to work at it. It's hard work. For ladies are commanded to unconditionally respect their husbands. It's not if they're respectable. It's not if they do a good job. It's not if they feel loved. It's Scripture commands women to respect their men, to respect their husbands. And women don't naturally do that. Women are naturally caring and thoughtful and kind and everything, but they're not naturally respectful. And so God commands them to do that. And I'll tell you right now today, nothing changes until you change. When you change, everything changes. And I don't know how many times I've heard stories and I've seen when people quit pushing their spouse around. Quit telling your spouse, if you would just do this, if you would just do this, if you would just do this, just do this right here. Dear sisters, if you're a sister, listen to this. When was the last time you climbed in your husband's lap and put your head on his chest and looked him in the eye and said, I'm so glad you're my man? That's what men need. They need respect. They need that. When was the last time you said to him, hey honey, let's go make the bed spring squeak? Seriously, I'm not kidding. If you don't meet his needs, how can you expect him to meet yours? And it goes the other way. Guys, if your wife is always after you and she's always griping at you, I get that. I know what it's like. You can just keep shoving her away all you want, but she's just going to get worse. Here's the thing. Guys, say to your wife, honey, how can I help you? And mean it. And take time out of your schedule and say, honey, I would really like to meet your deep, abiding emotional need. And take her in your arms and look her in the eyes and say, I love you so much. I'm so glad that God gave you to me to be my helpmeet. And give her a big old kiss and hold her tight and let her know that you love her. And if we would just do these simple things, it would so free our relationships. Brothers and sisters, you really can have everything you want in marriage, in your marriage, if you'll just help your spouse get what it is that they want. Thanks for watching. It's way worth the work. Oh, inspiring marital intimacy. Godisforyouministries.org.